Remember we said our structure determines our function? And I'll say this, the degree of flexibility in your structure is proportional to the degree of flexibility that you have in life. It does provide a lot of energy for change. It just depends on how you use it. Describe things, so I'm a behavior person. But if you put a triad into place, okay?
That's structure.
All right. Yeah? Go. If you are interested in either reclaiming your health or staying healthy, you have to be aware of sugar. Same things. So if we're in stress mode all the time, not only don't we have the ability to access all that makes us a human being, the ability to change, the ability to be creative, the ability to be loving, the ability to have a conversation and communicate with our relationships, but it also gets us disconnected from our body where we don't feel what's happening, and so we don't make proper changes and choices for ourselves. Driving along and all of a sudden your dashboard lights go on. What do? Hey, you pull over, oh my gosh, my car, I paid, I've got car payments on this, it's paid $30,000, $20,000, $30,000, $40,000, whatever you paid for your car, it's worth a lot, right? So you don't want it to get messed up. So you pull over right away, you pull into a gas station and the mechanic comes out, you say, look, see that? What? My lights are on, what's wrong? Oh, no problem, I can fix that. He goes into his shop, I see him reaching in his toolbox, he finds something, comes out, says, excuse me, reaches in, pulls his black tape out, puts it over there and says, that'll be $50, please. What would you do?
What?
Yeah, you'd be like, what, are you nuts? All you did was put black tape and cover over the signals from my car telling me that something's wrong with it. That doesn't fix it. I'm not gonna pay you $50, right? You'd be insane. However, what do we do every time we cover up a symptom with a medication? We cover up a symptom with a medication. We're putting tape over it and pretending that it's not really there. And it doesn't go away. I don't know, if we're using the bank account as an example, it creates interest, and from there things grow, and you have the ability to do lots of different things. And when challenges come along, for a lot of people, it just means, oh wow, this is a new opportunity, right? Versus, oh my God! And so you can skate along on your kind of like, well, I'm doing okay. I'm doing okay. But then when that challenge hits, then you have stress because you can't adapt to changes, and the changes that come become stress for you as opposed to becoming something that can be a positive in your life. And again, this is just money that we're talking about here, but it goes in all aspects of your life. So you're skating along in your life and it's like, yeah, we don't have a great marriage, but it's okay. Then as soon as something happens, then you find out where you are, because that challenge then creates a lot of stress in that marriage or relationship. Can everybody relate to that? Okay? But if there's a lot, if the marriage or the structure is energy rich, then things come along and the people in that relationship would then think, wow, this is an interesting challenge. How can we grow from this? What can we do to learn from this? And how can we improve our lives? As opposed to this is the worst thing in the world. Does that make sense? I talked about this a little before, I'm going to mention it again. It means, what does a health challenge mean? When you have unresolving symptoms, chronic symptoms, it means one thing and one thing only. Something's wrong, but more specifically, some of the organs in your body cannot do their job anymore. Okay, simple as that. It's not debatable. If your body's not working right, your body is made up of cells and tissues and organs, and each organ has a particular job to do. The thyroid gland produces hormones, the pituitary gland, the kidneys do their job, the liver does their job. And if one of those things isn't doing their job, guess what happens? You have symptoms. Guaranteed. There's no question about it. So if you have a reoccurring health problem, you absolutely, without a doubt, have organ dysfunction. And when you have organ dysfunction, you have a nutritional deficiency, not only because you probably had one to begin with, that's why the organ's not functioning right, but because once an organ doesn't function right, then it can no longer even get its proper nutrition. And it becomes a cycle. And if you ask anybody who's got a chronic health condition, ask them if it gets better over time. And the answer is no. It never gets better. Now you can cover it up with some medications, but once you stop that, it's still there and it's getting worse. And what happens is the nutritional deficiency gets worse, the organ functions even worse, it gets toxic, it can't do nutrition, it can do nutrition even less, it gets worse and worse, and it just spirals down. And then eventually they cut things out. And a lot of people show up here after they've already, oh, gallbladder, we'll take that out. Oh, no problem. Tonsils, you don't need those. And uterus, you don't need a uterus, right? And it turns out that maybe you do need those things. Maybe they all function together and there's a purpose for them. So, you know, if everybody was eating real actual food with good nutrition, they still wouldn't be getting enough. But that's not even the case. Most people, and I see diets, and I've been looking at them for years, are 80% processed packaged foods, which are not actually foods, they're just food stuff or food product. And they don't provide nutrition, they just fill you up and slowly starve you so that you think you're full, but you're really nutritionally starving. And so that's a big problem because, you know, go to any grocery store and just stand there and watch and see what people, go to the checkout and just see what people are putting on there. And you won't see much food, okay? So this is a big problem because we're starving. If you understand what you're doing, it's totally okay. It's an okay choice. Maybe sometimes you're so much in pain, I don't care, you know, you don't care about getting better. You just want to be out of pain. There's nothing wrong with that. But understand what you're doing. What I do have a problem with is taking these medications thinking that they're curing the problem and somebody being told that and sold that as a real solution. I have a problem with that because that's a lie. Or we can handle underlying causes. Okay, and that's what holistic is all about. It's about looking for what are the underlying reasons why I'm having this particular symptom over and over. Why isn't it going away? What's causing it? So you're saying that's a lens that you see things through? So you would see things through a doing lens. Like, oh, what lights me up is helping other people.
Yeah, that would be good for other people, not for yourself.
Yeah, it doesn't. But don't try to overanalyze. Just the way you think, the way you see, the way the lens that you see things through. You're going to say that. Now, for someone like me, who's more of a behavior person, if she asks me how I feel about something, I can't even answer the question, and I don't feel anything about it. It's like I don't feel anything. It's true. You ask me that question, I can't do it. But if you ask me what do I want to do about something, then I can, oh yeah, this is what I want to do. And so you want to start thinking about how do you say things? Like, do you say, well, I feel like this, or I like to do that? Or if you think of, in the questions, you think about structures, then that's probably your prime. I want people to be healthy, I want to help everybody. And so what's on my mind a lot is how do I create change? It's why I do what I do,